Where there's no roads, no rivers, and only game trails, you need the lifeblood of the West, mule packers. It took a highly skilled mule packer with an experienced team of mules or horses that could make it over any obstacle, any downfalls. And over time, that need pushed development of an extremely versatile Western style of boot that was known as the packer. Mystery box from JAK. So we'll see what JAK's put in the box. JAK in the box. There's gotta be a joke there somewhere. I'm just not smart enough to find it today. I just woke up. But we got this mystery box and I have no idea who JAK is. I don't know what kind of footwear it is. So it's gonna be kind of a blind unboxing. And so which knife should we do? Should we do the Christie knife? Do we do the Kershaw live wire? I think that's what it's called. Do we do the Higo no Kami knife from Japan? I think we do the Higo no Kami. This knife is cool because I think it's like a 4-generation owned family factory. They've been making the same knives for like almost 100 years or something crazy. American Pipe Dream Apparel sells them. Naked and Famous. They have their own like custom versions and stuff. They're a really cool, iconic knife that's really, really simple. It's just a very basic rolled metal handle. Got this little what do you call that thing? Pry bar or something. Flips that open. Then you can also kind of hold it to lock it in place so you don't accidentally like cut your fingers off. Pretty cool. So, how do we get into these boxes? We'll unbox one, then we'll check out their website, see what's what. Okay, let's see what JAK put in the box. Another JAK in the box? What the? Let's see what JAK put in the box. Watch it be another. Oh, this is another box. What the? That's so funny. All right, the JAK in the box joke's paying off. Another baby box inside JAK in the box. It's probably some like really fancy company and I'm just like making a terrible fast food chain joke about their brand. Sorry. We did that one moccasin company that were like $350 and they were pretty terribly built. They were not happy about that, but that's the risk you take when you send something in for a blind review. Gotta be honest. Defy Simple from JAK.com. Ooh, this is such a fancy unboxing too. I'm trying to give you the whole experience here. Thank you for choosing us. We believe simplicity isn't basic, it's intentional. By combining minimalist design with sustainable Portuguese craftsmanship and the finest materials, we create elevated wardrobe essentials that always match your style and can be appreciated far beyond trends and seasons. We hope your new JAK piece, you're just setting me up for this one. We hope your new JAK piece brings you as much joy as we had in crafting it. Isabel and Jose Aldo. That's pretty cool. And then we got some condoms in here. Oh, sneaker wipes. That's cool. Ooh, got some leather-topped insoles. They call them slim insoles for a loose fit. So I wonder if the insoles in there are like really tall. Hey, this is nice packaging though. You gotta give it up to them. I wonder what kind of, that's a really interesting insole. Leather topped. Ain't no veg tan. Ain't no saddle sole veg tan, that's for sure. That's why we made them, because you literally can't get them anywhere else. That's a really nice insole. I like it, it's flat. It's got a lot of good squish to it. It's not a cheap foam. Got your bag for your stuff. Your cotton laces. That's pretty good unboxing. That's cool. That's a fun unboxing. And like, you know, we don't go into it too much. More the sneakerhead dorks are like, yeah, this box is like a cardboard box. I'm like, okay, I don't care about sneaker boxes. But high-end sneaker boxes that have like an actual experience and are crafted, they've actually crafted an experience, you gotta appreciate it. It's so funny, when I started reviewing footwear, I was like, why is every one of these reviewers talking about this stupid Nike box? Like it's a cardboard box. Like why does everyone care so much about the box? And for a second there, I was like, do I review the boxes when I do my reviews? And I was like, no, that sounds really dumb. I'm not gonna do that. And now I'm glad I didn't, because I still think that's so dumb.
These are all of our handmade wallets that we sew right here in the shop, cut out right here in the shop, and we don't use sewing machines. We do it the old school way with the saddle sewing technique that they use to make saddles instead of the sewing machine. It's one piece of thread, 2 needles, and weaving in and out of the thread all the various colors from tan, light brown, medium brown, dark brown, and black, but more importantly, the various wallets. So starting with the smallest and the first, the one that really launched the brand on Kickstarter, the Claude wallet, 2 pockets, 1 shorter pocket and a bigger pocket behind with the rolled edge so you can hold more cards. Same thing with the slim wallet, it's just a redesign of this. Same concept, 2 pockets, rolled edge for the bigger pocket. Then the Big Daddy version of the Slim, the SBB, that we actually made this pattern for the shattered backboard cut in half way early in the YouTube days, but it has 2 card pockets in the front and that bigger cash pocket with the rolled edge. Then to the Swayze, the one I use probably most every single day. So it's got 4 card pockets so you can really partition off and separate your cards. And if that's not enough card room and you want a little cash room, you can go to the Togo. 2 big pockets where you can store cash folded once and 4 card pockets. If you're old school, you want the traditional bifold. Same concept here, but you've got 6 cash pockets with these little hidden pockets back here and that cash slot there, traditional bifold. And the biggest daddy of them all, the travel wallet, a little spot for your boarding pass and your passport, your ID, all your credit cards, all the junk that you're gonna accumulate on the trip, even this little hidden pocket right there. So check these all out below.
What are they? Ooh, wow. Those look a lot like, they kind of remind me of, I think it's Crown Northampton. I gotta turn out the exposure on this. There we go. Dang. Yeah, with the rolled edges, that looks a lot like a Crown Northampton to me. And not that Crown Northampton invented the white sneaker. There's 1,000 variations of the same basic sneaker. I like looking at some of the little details, just because, you know, we do so much manufacturing and leather crafting. Is that laser engraved, or is that part of the mold? I'm pretty sure that's laser engraved. It might not be. Pretty interesting outsole pattern. It's kind of like that biohazard sign. Sidewall stitched. Leather upper with all the rolled edges, makes it really clean. This seems like a pricey sneaker. I wonder how much it is. I'm not even playing that, like, oh, I wonder how much this is gonna be. Made in Portugal. Let's see what this one insole looks like. Okay, so this is more your wedge insole versus this insole that comes with it in the little packaging. The extra pair that you get is actually thicker in the forefoot, and it feels, it's a softer foam too, and this one has kind of a cup sole, so I'm assuming it's thicker in the heel. But if this is supposed to be the slimmer insole, it doesn't make sense for it to be thicker in the forefoot. So kind of a odd way. Oh, what the hell? I didn't even notice. A veg tan leather insole? Wow, these must be pricey. Look at that. It's not, it must be board lasted because I don't see any Blake stitch or Strobel stitch. So it must be board lasted. That's awesome. Unless they're like $1,000. That's really what matters, right? So let's see how much they are. Snag some tickets to the Slaughter to Prevail concert. Alex Terrible. That's tonight. I'm just waiting for someone to AI my face on their products. It's Bros Anvil certified. It's like technically you can't get mad at me. It's Bros Anvil. Royal White. Dang. Okay, so they're 280 bucks. That's pretty freaking good if we're being honest, right? You look at, oh gosh, it's 170 bucks on sale too if you get one of the other colors. But we don't know the full details, but it's a leather upper. It's got all the rolled edges. It's got a veg tan leather insole. It's got a sidewall stitch, cup sole, made in Portugal. Yo, that's a good deal. Wow. Pretty good. I honestly was like, ooh, with the packaging and everything, this might be like $1,000 sneaker that it is really high quality, but they overprice it because of the experience. But this is more of these are half the price of what common projects used to be, and they're easily better than any of the common projects that we've ever seen. So it goes to show you branding isn't everything, because some brands that use their branding in a really good way still sell really well-priced products. But what's in JAK? What JAK is in the box? How many boxes are in this JAK box? Let's see what's in this. Let's see what JAK is in this box. One of you guys will find a better Jack in the Box joke. And then Jack's like, what the did you do to our brand? Another JAK in the box? Another JAK in the box? It's in this one. See if it's the same. Defy Simple. Okay, same thing. It is weird they call them slim soles when they're thicker in the forefoot. Because that would make your shoes fit tighter. So kind of a weird, I think they just maybe screwed that up somewhere. It makes no sense to me. But, what is it? Ooh, wow, kind of like a hole cut looking Samba, like soccer sneaker kind of vibes. Ooh, look at that outsole. That is crazy, look at this. It's a weird brand. Look at that, that's crazy outsole. Sidewall stitch, it's definitely suede. You can see, you can always lose, not always, you can usually identify suede when see how like baggy this is? And you see how like the leather's just taking the shape of all the internal components. It doesn't really hold its shape super well. I'd be willing to bet this is a suede. And some people like it because it's so soft and squishy, it takes almost no break-in period. Squishy, soft and malleable, but it doesn't hold its shape very well. So if you like that really clean, flat look, and you don't like wrinkles, suede is not your friend. But if you like a really comfortable shoe that's a little bit more abrasion resistant, that's gonna kind of pack out and bulge out a little bit more than regular leather, it's a good option for that. I just don't like suede at all. And that makes me think it's for sure a suede, just looking at the tongue. But the shoe is cool. I've never been like the biggest fan of this like little soccer sneaker kind of look. I just never got into it. But I can appreciate this cool outsole though. I want to wear them just to try the outsole out. Yeah, those are pretty cool. All right, JAK. Not bad. Well, I guess we better see how much that shoe is. What was it called? The Flow Sand. But we also don't know what's on the inside. So if you guys want to see it cut in half, let me know. So $280, around the same price. That's pretty cool. That's a good quality brand. You know, for a premium style sneaker at a little bit more affordable price. You know, it's still 300 bucks at the end of the day. It's not cheap by any means, but you look at, you know, Crown Northampton that they seem to be emulating a little bit. Let's see how much Crown sells their stuff for. Yeah, so they're, you know, 170 bucks, 150 bucks more. But you can see what I mean. They very similar style to Crown. You know what I mean? With that stitch right there, all the rolled edges, the taller sidewall. That's a pretty freaking close clone from now that I've actually seen the details. So it's slightly different right there. But it still has like the kind of the tall, chunky sidewall, the rolled edge. Let's see what the back looks like. Very similar back. You know, but nobody can really claim that they own this design. You know, because the Crown doesn't have this stitch line right there. And it's a white sneaker at the end of the day. It's hard to really be like, who invented that? You can say you innovated on some certain things, but it's pretty close though. You know, it's a pretty, you can tell that they're more than likely pulled some inspiration from Crown Northampton, in my opinion. Maybe they would disagree, but it looks pretty clear to me that there was some inspiration pulled from Crown, which I'd be curious to see what Crown thinks about that. Okay, that's it. Check out Higo no Kami knives below. You can get them from a lot of places. I'll put the Americana Pipe Dream Apparel? American Pipe Dream Apparel? Something like that. And check out Saddle Soles below. Check out our handmade leather goods. Check out JAK if you want a box of JAKs. Apple Jacks? Maybe the Apple Jacks joke? I don't know. But check them out below because they seem like a really good quality product for a really decent price. So let me know what you guys think, and thank you guys for all your support. See ya.